putting it across to you. There is no method of telling you the whole truth. The truth can never be expressed, is what we have said. So how do you understand? So the analogy of dream, waking state and deep sleep have been taken into account. It is just for explanatory purposes. There is no such thing as a dream. How do you explain? See, try explaining to the dog ki there is a, like yesterday I had gone to a place which is called Sentosa. It's a beach resort. It's a huge place. There's a Hollywood and Bollywood and Universal Studios and God knows what all things. मैं तो गया नहीं अंदर क्योंकि उधर का टिकट देख के मेरे को है ना हार्ट अटैक आया. Rajashri was busy in her conference, so I was roaming around the whole place. मैं बोला $25, $50, $70. मतलब मेरे को पागल कुत्ते ने नहीं काटा है, मैं नहीं जाएगा उधर. So I was just roaming the whole place up. And afterwards when she came out, she's asking me, did you go for this? Did you go for this? I said, no. Because what? वो खाली पूरा पैसा पूछते हैं फालतू चीज के लिए. I didn't go. So, good morning, Padma.
Good morning. Hi, Pari.
Yeah.
Hi, Padma.
So, in this place, they showed dolphins and what is that? Sea का creatures क्या रहता है उसको? Seal बोलता है ना, seal हाँ.
Sea lions.
Sea lions. And they were doing all sorts of things. They were dancing and clapping and singing song. All sorts of things they were doing. But every time they would do ऐसा करते थे कि किधर देखता था मालूम है? He is only interested in eating. Okay, करेगा ना और करके है ना वो fish खाएगा. It's like that,
They want rewards.
It is about rewards. So he was just going round. The girl was going like this, and that sea lion also was going like that. And the fish, he was told go round, so the fish would go round and then ऐसा करता है. और डॉल्फिन वो उसको खाने का है, उसको दूसरा कुछ सूची नहीं है. And now look at it from our perspective, it is something which they are attuned to. It's a very natural phenomena. Oh, good. Very nice. So it's a natural phenomena. They were supposed to behave like that. They're creatures. And you cannot have a replacement of them as human beings. And because they are creatures from another category and human beings have trained them, so we say, clap. So nice. Okay. Now, Abhi Padma has written Tej has secured 83%. Okay. Now think about it, 83% from Tej. And this sea lion going right round. Which one will you clap for? The sea lion. You know why? Because sea lion is not expected to do that. Whereas Tej is expected to perform at 93 or 100%. You understand this? Human nature dictates us this. Human nature will tell us, good morning Santil. Yeah. Good morning, Guru. So, human nature will tell us that, yes, Padma has, the Tej has done what is required to be done. It is expected out of the human being to fare properly in the examination. But this sea lion is not supposed to sing to, Bruno Mars. Oh, Bruno Mars का डांस करता है, अरे और मैडोना का वो कौन सा और एक वक्का कौन सा तो भी एक गाना है, और ऐसा हिला के ऐसा टक करके वो हिलाती है, उसका नाम मुझे को आता नहीं.
शकीरा.
हाँ वही. तो वक्का करता है, ये भी वक्का कर रहा था और वक्का ऐसा खाने का सोचता है वो. And he is after the fish. And in between she is showing, that girl showed 2 wooden fishes. एक बताया I don't want, दूसरे को पूछा do you want this? I don't want this also, because it's a wooden fish, it doesn't smell like fish. So you don't want the big fish? No. And then she picked up the whole basket of those fishes. And both of them said, yeah, we want both, the whole thing. You know, they're cute because वो अभी उन लोगों का nature है वो लेकिन करते हैं. So here also the human nature is such. How do you explain to these dolphins to write ABCD or to sing a song or to do whatever that is required? तो अपने को एज इफ इन अ ड्रीम लगता है ना, क्योंकि अभी मैं अभी जो एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूँ, you can only laugh at my antics because I am saying those words and you can visualize in your mind's eye. So it is like a dream to you. Understand? It's actually like a dream. You can visualize, you know, those dolphins are going round and round. But otherwise, there is nothing there till you actually see the whole show. And it's a rip-off. Okay, it's a rip-off. It's stupidity and it's a rip-off. But the thing is, we believe that we have to do this. I think Malaysia has a better aquarium than these people. But this is hyped because 90% of the crowd over there, 90% of the crowd over there, there was a huge crowd. I think there were more than about 500 or 600 people there. Okay. And 90% of that crowd was what, you know? Indians. Okay. And what kind of Indians?
Little Indians.
मेहंदी लगा के. मेहंदी लगा के बोलेगा तो अभी शादी करके सब जन हनीमून के लिए सिंगापुर आए हैं. And this is a part of their itinerary. So अपना ये ड्रीम होता है. Just like we have a dream, we can sequence things out. The same way, this world is a projection of somebody's dream, is what we say. It's real actually. Now, like yesterday, some verses I just need to explain to you. There is one thing which you got to know. Let us say, for example, you are a very good person at heart. Alright, you are attempting something in a good-hearted manner because you are focused on that. It is like writing an examination or going for an interview, or maybe you know, you have gone to the beach. You have gone to the beach to enjoy the beach. You have gone for the interview to you know, get interviewed and get a job, or you might have, you know, these are the basic criteria. Now let you know, on the beach we meet this, you know, अपना विसिल करने वाले लोग, हाय बेब हाउ आर यू, ऐसा वैसा बोलने वाले लोग मिलेंगे. हाँ, plus in Singapore there is a very big case going on. The examiner, who is a very great lawyer in Singapore, to pass this girl in the examination, took sexual favors from her. Now this has become such a headline news for the last 2 months. It is the same case is going on. So again, what is this? तो उसमें you are intent on winning the you know, whatever, you are intent on getting a job, or you are intent on enjoying the beach. But there are other people there who have different intentions. वो बीच के ऊपर सब लड़की देखने को आए हैं, सब टपोरी लोग. हाँ, then there are those people who have come to sell you bhel and chana and, you know, ice cream and all that. Then there are some who want to sell drugs to you even on the beach. Of course, you will find that in Mumbai beaches. It's a very common thing. Or you will find there are some people who are doing these acrobatics. You know, they, what we say as हम बम्बई में उसको डोंबारी बोलते हैं, अभी यहाँ मदारी बोलते हैं, और हम लोग के यहाँ एक्रोबैट्स करने वाले ना, like that. So वो लोग they are trying to earn their living. Everybody is in their own world. Please understand that. Everybody being in their own world has their own nature to attend to. So the person who wants to make a living over there is actually making a living over there. So somebody who wants to sell you ice cream or bhel or something like that is focused in that activity, right? Then there are those who are focused in लड़की को छेड़ने के लिए ही आए हैं, तो वो उनका फोकस है, और आप लोग आए हैं बीच पे घूमने के लिए, तो that is your focus. Now you cannot say that the other person is wrong. No, everybody has their own nature to attend to. That's what Krishna said, no, last time. He says everybody is focused in their own world trying to attempt to do that activity. So that is the reason why I said वो जो डॉल्फिन भी है वो भी एक्टिंग क्यों कर रहा है, क्योंकि उसको खाने का है, वो उसका एसेंशियल नेचर है. ओके, an essential nature of a flirt is to be a flirt only. An essential nature of a person who is focused in earning money is focused on earning money. So everybody is doing what they are supposed to do. Now the disconnect happens when we think that they should not be doing that action.
Judgmental.
No, we think that they should not do this. And now the person may say, this is a beach, this is not the place to come and do this. We all come as a family, we want to take a swim or do something, we want to come and enjoy the beach. Well, that is your yardstick. Don't, yes, like you cannot be judgmental on what other people are there for. Some people have come with a very focused view. So it's the same thing. So we cannot think that those people are not going to be like that. So a dog is behaving like a dog only. और कुत्ता अपना जात दिखाने वाला है, आप क्यों उसके पीछे डिस्टर्ब होते हो, उससे बाजू में रहने का. Again, yesterday when I was talking to Raj, I was telling her very clearly that her boss and then there are so many other people, they were literally, tearing her apart in her meeting. No, I said it's a sales meeting. Sales meeting में हर गधा जो बॉस समझता है अपने आप को, oh you have not done this, you have not achieved this target, this is not done, that is, वो ऐसे ही बात करता है. ठीक है? If you have a boss who is saying, wow, you have done a great job, he is not a boss at all. The reason is because you have to drive people mad, isn't it? That is the job of a boss. So if you get a boss who is going to not drive you mad, he is not worthy enough to be a boss. He should be a chaprasi in that office. Seriously. You need to get people who can manage other people, isn't it? We are talking of Kshatriyas. You can't get a Shudra to manage a company. Then he is not suitable. So the person who is suitable is very much focused on that job, will be able to deliver results. So then there are those people who drive people around. Okay. Now in today's day and age, say in the year 1947, there was a very strange incident which happened. There was a meeting between the Indian leaders and the British leaders, and in that conference the Britishers acceded to the demands of the Indians to make a separate India and give independence to India. Before that was the World War. If you remember, there was the World War II. Now the World War II ended and the British and the Allies were victorious. They defeated the Germans and all that. At that time, there was this Prime Minister of England who was a very cheroot smoking, very big fat cigar he would smoke. Do you know his name? Churchill.
Winston Churchill.
Yes. So Winston Churchill was the Prime Minister of England. After the war got over, he was a general basically who could lead people in army. So he could win the war for them. He was a very tough person. But after that, there was no war. So the British people elected another person to the parliament. His name was Richard Attlee. Now Richard Attlee was a moderate. He was not the fighting type at all. So the Britishers had already decided that India is a big pain in the ass for them to run such a big country from thousands of kilometers away, and these are jungly people, like you cannot rule over because we have a different mindset than the Britishers. So what did the Britishers do? They elected this person Richard Attlee as their prime minister, who sat in that meeting and said, yeah, India should get independence. And they gave independence. So all those people who were with Churchill were so angry. How could you give away such a big territory and make it independent? Okay, you cannot do this. But the need of the hour was to give away. And that's what happened. So Churchill was fighting man. Attlee was a moderate person who just gave away the country. Because it was, one, difficult to manage, two, naturally you can't manage 600, 700 million people who are going to be at your throat every now and then. So they had to give up. So the need of the hour and the type of the person clearly defines what is required. So you will find that there are people who are going to be a part of a particular group, who may be extremists, they may be right centered or left centered or whatever. You have to make do with all these people. Sometimes you have to stay clear of the opposition. जाके है ना वो alligator को क्या किसको है ना हाथ नहीं डालने का. Yeah, when I went yesterday to that fish tank, there was a big fish tank. There were these electric eels, na, and those eels were about इतना बड़ा रे बारे बाबा. उसका diameter, वो eel का diameter is around 3 फुट या 4 फुट का बड़ा. उसका mouth icon twang कर रहा था. And children were putting hand inside to feed the eels. एक बार झटका दिया तो जैसा कि तुम इंसुलेटेड हो ऐसा कुछ. And it was written over there, feed the eels, $3. मतलब मेरे को पागल कुत्ते ने नहीं काटा है, मैं 150 रुपया दे के वो पागल लोगों को पूरा दिन खाते रहते, इसीलिए वो इतने किलो बन गए हैं. मैं नहीं देखा, मैं बच्चे लोग फीड कर रहे हैं. अभी ईल का नेचर है, तुम उसको जाके टीज करेगा, वो एक झटका टैंक करके तुमको दिया ना तो गए ना 12 के भाव में. वैसे ही जाके टाइगर और लायन को घर में आप लोग है ना डॉग के जैसा खेलाओगे तो कैसा होगा? नहीं होगा. अब बिल्ली को रखेगा, करती है कि नहीं वो, तुम उसको खिलाओ पिलाओ कुछ भी करो, ऑल बिल्ली वेदर यू लाइक इट और नॉट, वो तुमको एक दिन ऐसा करेगी और ऐसा पूरा निकालती है. वो उसका नेचर है, तुम उसको ये क्यों करते हो? Same way. Now there are those vicious dogs. Have you seen, they are very white and beautiful, but they are the most vicious dogs. And they करके पोमरेनियन बोलते हैं उसको. गंदा कुत्ता है वो खाली भौंकते रहता है, साला आके काटता भी है कभी कभी. और वैसा ही वो एक दूसरा कुत्ता है, वो क्या उसका नाम है, डॉबरमैन, ना डॉबरमैन, ऐसे डॉबरमैन बोलते हैं क्या उसको. अभी वो डॉबरमैन को हैंडल करने को आना मांगता है. उन लोगों का इनहेरेंट नेचर है, इट्स देयर नेचर टू कम एंड बाइट यू. What do you do for such a person? Stay away from them. Stay away. उधर लिखा रहता है ना डोर पे, ऐसा गेट के ऊपर लिखा रहता है, डॉग्स इधर मत आना तुम लोग, कुत्ते हैं यहाँ पे। वैसे ही भी ये सब जो है ना सीटी मारते हैं ना, वो भी गले में ऐसे है ना डाल के फिरते हैं, अब मैं कुत्ता हूँ, मेरे से दूर रहना, समझे? सो कृष्णा सेज इट इज every person, everything is the inherent nature. Please do not be a martyr. Yesterday or day before yesterday was martyr day and say, no, I am going to change the person. Sorry, you can't change the person. कुत्ते की दुम टेढ़ी की टेढ़ी रहने वाली है, उसको तुम चेंज करने का कोशिश मत करना। अपने आप को कभी करोगे तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, बड़ी अच्छी बात है, but don't try to change some other person. It's not going to succeed. It's like you can't change the leopard spots, no? उसको बोला मैं निकाल के जाता हूँ, ऐसा नहीं कर सकते. You cannot do that. Okay? उसको केज में रखोगे कुछ भी करो, नहीं होता है वो. तो हर एक का भगवान ने, everybody has been made individually, specifically, with their own nature, and we have to let it be. In our spiritual world, the most important formula is live and let live. बोलेगा तुमको जीना है तो जियो, मरने का है तो मरो, मेरा बाप का कुछ नहीं जाता है, मैं तुमसे कोई मतलब नहीं रखता हूँ. Don't get involved in it, because your mind can tag on to something. And if your mind tags on to something, you are finished, because you are going to lead to another, to another, to another, to another, and multiple things are going to come in the way. Judgmental नहीं होना. You should never be judgmental, because even a small thing can be very, very judgmental in nature. Today there is a BBC news which says there is a person in the United States. What he has done is he used to hack into all the young girls' accounts. Now all these young girls, they are brainless people. They have posted nude pictures of their own on the Facebook, and they have written, and this is only for my friend, okay, like it's a restricted thing. They have posted these images in restricted view, only their friends can see them naked, okay. Now this person has gone and hacked into these accounts, and then what he would do, no, he would tell them on the net, see, I will post all these nude pictures of yours. If you don't do a video shoot of live camera of undressing and all that. They have caught this person yesterday, I think in California or somewhere, and they found so many files in his computer, and so many places he has blackmailed these girls into doing these type of acts. And he has blackmailed them and told them, you know what, देखो तुम ऐसे करोगे तो मैं ना पूरा, तो तुम मेरे को है ना ये करके बताओ. And these girls have done it. It's a very strange thing. Today the social ये जो networking का जो tools हैं, they are being misused to the level of, previously when I was working in a company, the only knowledge which my human resources person had was मैं जितना इंटरव्यू दूं उतना ही, और मेरा मार्कशीट में जो लिखा है उतना ही उसको मालूम था. Today the HR person knows Facebook का तुम्हारा प्रोफाइल कैसा है.
They first look there.
Yeah, what are the kind of tweets that you are selling, you are giving. If you put up a picture where you are literally drunk like that in some place, or even putting up the picture that I had gone to this bar or to this restaurant, the human resources person will ask you, oh, you love to drink, huh? You are a social drinker. And you will be wondering, where did this guy come to know? Because all these network sites are willing to sell their data. That is where they can make money. And all the HR and other people are ready to take this thing down. Now I have a person whom I know. is an aspirant for the topmost job in the world. Okay, I know this person very well personally. Okay, now he tweets a lot, and he is a very famous person on, I mean not famous in the sense, he is very much into social networking and stuff like that, and wherever he goes he tells everybody his ambition. Okay, so when I was talking to okay, when I was talking to good morning Kalpana, when I was talking to Raj yesterday, I told her a person who wants to be in the public profile should never have a black mark in this social network. So she is asking me, what do you mean by that? Because tomorrow you will get judged by that. Now if you want to become the topmost person in the company, you can't have your wife a kleptomaniac. She has gone to the jail for robbing one of the biggest stores. So can you be the topmost person in that job? Because this is going to haunt you, isn't it? Okay, since this is going to haunt you, how can you be reaching the topmost level? Because tomorrow there will be people who are going to ask you, अच्छा अच्छा, तुम्हारा वाइफ तो चोरी करती है, जाके हर दुकान में जाके चोरी हाथ डालती है. अच्छा, so anytime when she goes to inaugurate some store, please hand over something on your own, otherwise she is going to rob it. I mean, that's what the whole thing is going to be. Like today there is this girl who is known for such beautiful roles. Like she was a person from the Disney Channel. Okay, along with Justin Timberlake. What's her name, Pari?
Either Britney Spears or Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan. Now Lindsay Lohan is gone in and come out and gone in and come out of rehab so many times that it has become a fact of life that she is like a she is always on that. वो किधर भी जाती है तो लोग डरते हैं. It's become like that for her, and on the social networking, the only thing that gets posted about this person is this. Okay, so this is the essential nature of the person, which is basically the way they are built. You cannot blame them. That means a dog is a dog, he is anyway going to do what he is supposed to do. So why are you blaming the dog for barking at you or coming after you? वो dog का nature है. So Krishna says very clearly, whoever's inherent nature is, they are supposed to do what they are supposed to do. We cannot do anything about such type of things. He is telling you, why are you getting disturbed by these type of things? Okay, you need not get disturbed. It's a traditional thing that mother-in-law and daughter-in-laws are always at each other's throat. तो ट्रेडिशनल है ना. अभी आप बोलेंगे नहीं नहीं हमारे इसमें मेरी बहू तो सबसे प्यारी है, वो तो I am sorry, she must have bought about 5 crores when she came in as dowry. That's why you are burdened by those 5 crores. कल उठ के वो बोलेगी गए देती कि नहीं है तू मेरा, तो है ना तुम तो गए 12 के भाव में. No, she is the best बहू. I am sorry, there are ulterior motives in this. वो बहू और सास का पहले से ही वैसा लफड़ा है, तुम कितना भी बोलो, ठीक है. It's a part and parcel of life. Okay. One day one person came to me and said, you know what, I have to tell you something. So I said, yeah, bolo. My father-in-law looks at pornography. I said, okay. So you're not surprised? I said, no. but he is such a nice guy. He looks at pornography. I said, कुत्ता है. वो मेरे को पूछता है, कुत्ता है? He is such a nice person. He is a genuine person. I said, I am sorry. Genuine person is your, you have made judgments on such a person. हाँ, वो उसका काम है, वो करने का, वो कर रहा है. तुमको क्या पड़ी है? तुम उसके बीच में मत जाओ. So this is the whole thing. So why are you expecting the other person to be, Paramatma and or Shri Ram or something like that? Please don't expect other person to be like that. हम लोग skeptical लोग हैं ना. बोलता है वो है ना, वो बोलता है ना कि जले हुए को क्या बोलता है, वो फूक फूक के पीता है, समथिंग लाइक दैट. अपना मुंह जलता है ना जब भी गर्म दूध पीते हैं, तभी वो जो छाछ भी रहता है ना, छाछ, यू अंडरस्टैंड, मजिगे, वो मजिगे को भी ऐसा करके पिएगा. तो पहले से ही करो ना, मजिगे हो या मिल्क हो, व्हाइट कलर का एक कोई ऑब्जेक्ट दिखा तो पहले से करके पियो. You be careful. Why are you? देखो पद्मा मजिगे पी रही है.
पानी.
उसको भी फूक के पीना. So it's an inherent nature. Let us not get into it. It's a part and parcel of life. You be safe. Other person is a bad driver. Don't come in his way. God has given you brains, Don't come in that fellow's way. वो ऐसा चला रहा है, उससे बाजू में हटके. अभी कि कोई somebody tries to overtake you, you know that fellow is, उसको जोर से टॉयलेट हो रहा है, इसीलिए ओवरटेक करने को देखता है. जाने दे उसको आगे, तू उसके पीछे रेसिंग मत लगाना. समझ में आया? He wants to go to the loo, so let him go ahead. You go at your own pace. But we get angry when we see such type of idiots. ये मेरे को कट किया साले ने, मैं भी आगे जाएगा. तो तुम लोगों को बहुत तकलीफ होगी. Let's not come in this way. And this is what Krishna tells us. Everybody has their inherent nature. You focus on me, not on those people. Okay? And be safe, not sorry. So we will take up 16. Is there any question I didn't ask? No question. Senthil, you have something, huh? Yeah, bolo.
In chapter 4, there is a verse that says, a yogi who takes up the nectar that is remaining after the sacrifice and to the senses,
yeah,
he still doesn't accrue any karma.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
What is this nectar that is remaining after the sacrifice?
Okay, just 1 minute. There is some message which has come. I'll just take that. Nectar means everything is a sacrifice. This much you understood? Everything, like looking in at an object through the eyes is a sacrifice. Eating food is a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Now I have eaten food. The food goes in my stomach. The stomach digests it. The intestine digests it. My body digests it. Will I get the benefit of that digestion or no? It will come to me in the form of energy, isn't it?
Yeah.
We get. So this is what the end result is. Any sacrifice which is done gives us the end result. And that is what is called, once the yajna is over, you have done it for a particular reason. The reason is to be understood. You have eaten the food for sustenance, sustaining yourself, correct? So your body digests it and gives you the energy for sustenance purposes, correct? Right? And this is the resultant of that. What happens to the normal person is he becomes the enjoyer. He is already expecting कि है ना, I am eating this ice cream for the purpose of enjoyment, and he keeps on eating, and then he eats more, and then he eats more, then he says one more scoop, one more scoop. Have you ever had people, I mean, I'm sure you know, when there is a payasam made, or when there is a kheer, you know, what you call that, halwa or something like that, when you have made it at home, वो थोड़ा सा एक छोटा सा कटोरी में देके देखो लोगों को, वो क्या है मालूम है, एक कटोरी खाने के बाद कैन आई हैव सम मोर, वन मोर हेल्पिंग, वन मोर हेल्पिंग, वन मोर हेल्पिंग. अरे पतेला सामने उसके रखेगा ना तो भी वो खाने को तैयार है. Normal human beings, those who are in the material world, are always like this. They are focused on drawing benefits, too many benefits. Understand? They are focused on the end result only. I need enjoyment, and I can eat more and more and more and more and more. But what does a yogi do? A person who is a realized sage is not eating for the sake of, मतलब वो कोई फुलफिलमेंट के लिए या कुछ उसके लिए वो खाता नहीं है. उसके सामने आया, उस नेचुरली उसने लेके खाया तो खा लिया. What is the end result of that? His body gets sustenance, correct? So the end results in his case are coming without focusing on them. See, in our material world we are very focused. I need to get my, you know, my rating done very nicely, so that I can get at least $1,000 extra salary. ऐसा करके हम लोग सोचते हैं, पहले से ही सोचते हैं हम लोग. तो वो बॉस को मस्का लगाएंगे, बाकी जो अपना रेटिंग करता है उसको उसके साथ है ना, वो टाइम पे बहुत अच्छे से, I had gone to Timbuktu, I brought one thing for you from there. उसको we try to buy this fellow out also. He also knows very well. Okay, it's like when some contracts are to be signed, before that contract is to be signed, please expect a lot of gifts and stuff like that. It's a very natural thing. So, लेकिन जिसने नहीं दिया उसको, I see that you need a lot of improvement. I'm not saying that you have done any badly, but my suggestion is that you should look into this. Brito is smiling because this is the language the bosses normally use. Directly they won't say you are an idiot, but indirectly they will tell you there is a lot of scope for improvement. You have done very nicely, very well. You have done excellent. Okay, but this year the requirements are tremendous, and we hope that you will understand that this particular place you need to focus more. Indirectly is telling you, "Sala tera rating gaya bhad mein." Understood? So if we are finally dependent on this, isn't it? Here is the same thing. A normal human being who is in the material world is very focused on this. मेरे को इतना मिलेगा, मैं ऐसा करेगा, ये करेगा, वो करेगा, वो करेगा. But a yogi is not focused on that at all. मिला तो मिला, नहीं मिला तो नहीं मिला. उसके सामने आया तो ठीक है, नहीं आया तो ठीक है. जैसा अभी yesterday I was telling you about my $200, you know. $200 तुम्हारा गया ना, तुम्हारी तो ऐसी फटेगी पूछो मत. बोला साला 11,000 रुपया. पहला इमीडिएट कैलकुलेशन इंडियन रुपीज में कितना होता है वो, आज का रेट क्या है? 57. माय गॉड, आई लॉस्ट सो मच ऑफ मनी. साला कीड़े पड़े, मर जाए, ये हो जाए. You know how much a person gets agitated by that. and immediately we start saying all these words. और suppose आपका कुछ नहीं गया, दूसरे का गया, poor thing, I'm sorry. अच्छा हो गया साले का गया. हम लोग ये एंड लाइन भी पंच लाइन भी मार देते हैं. वैसे भी उसके पास बहुत पड़ा था. But what would a person in the spiritual do? He sees the upside of life from the God's perspective. He says it's a natural thing that the person had to get that, so it got it. So does it mean that he is not affected? No. Effect is there. I told you. If the कुत्ते ने अगर काटा तो effect होने वाला है कि नहीं? होने वाला है. तो ऐसा bite marks आएगा. वैसा ही है. Even the yogi gets affected. उसको एक थप्पड़ मारेगा तो उसको लगेगा, नहीं लगेगा I am Buddha, ऐसा करके वो बोलेगा ना पागल है वो फिर. No, he will get affected. You give poison to Buddha and Buddha is anyway going to die, which he died of poisoning only. You know that story very well. I am Buddha, I will not die. ऐसा बोल के नहीं चलता है. Buddha, maybe Buddha reached the far, this thing of the universe also, doesn't matter. वो मरने का है तो मरेगा. कृष्णा को कर्स किया है, तुमको क्या लगता है कृष्णा को कर्स नहीं लगेगा? उसको भी लगा. उसका पूरा फैमिली तहस नहस हो गया. So the end results, normal human beings focus on it. A sage accepts it, that this is how it's going to be, and the accrual comes to him. Accrual means उसका जो end results है, जो प्रसादम है, वो उसको मिलने वाला है. समझे? So this is what the verse means. Got it?
Got it.
So can we proceed? All right.
Yeah.
In the case, however, of those who said ignorance has been destroyed by true knowledge of God, that wisdom shining like the sun reveals the Supreme. Those whose mind and intellect are wholly merged in Him, who remain constantly established in identity with Him and have become one with Him, their sins have been wiped by wisdom, reach the supreme goal whence there is no return. Now, in case of this yogi, we were talking about karma yoga yesterday when we were finally coming to it. We finished a part of jnana and now we were in the karma part. So he says, a person who understands what I have said yesterday, okay, such a person has reached the ultimate state of liberation. He is not focused on the results. He does the jobs for the sake of doing the job. And he is very clear about his intentions. See, if you are fighting a war, you better take your dhal, talwar and all those things. You can't say tomorrow कि मैं नहीं लेके जाएगा. No. If you are expected to do that, you are expected to do that. If you go for an interview without your credentials, वो क्या क्या हम लोग लेके जाते हैं ना, वो नहीं लेके गए तो तुमको तो वहां से बाहर फेंक देगा. Then again, if you go to say for an examination without your paper and without your pencil and your pen and compass and all that, you may fail, isn't it? So you need to be ready for that. Getting ready has nothing to do with end results. Got it? Be prepared. For you know not when the master cometh. ये हमेशा मैं लाइन बोलता हूँ. इसका मतलब क्या है? Preparation is a must, whether you like it or not. Got it? Nowhere has Krishna or Jesus Christ or any other sage told you that you should not prepare. You have to be prepared for it. But is the end result in your hand? Not at all. The end result is never in your hand. So don't focus on the end result. But you can definitely plan for victory. There is a difference between focusing on the result and planning for victory. Planning for victory only, you will make your talwar nicely polished and keep it ready. No. उसको क्या है, चक्कू छुरिया करके अच्छे से रखेंगे कि नहीं? तो वैसा है. So you have to be ready. So here Krishna is talking about this karma yogi who is doing the job for the sake of doing and in perfect synchronicity with the job that he is supposed to do. So doing the job perfectly, keeping yourself in the same alert state, whereas not focusing on the results but focusing on me, the Lord, means what? The moment you know that you are only a servant of the Lord, will you do the job perfectly for yourself? करेक्ट है ना? देखो, तुम अपने लिए कर रहे होगे तो स्वार्थ होगा. If you are doing it for yourself, you are going to be very, very swarthi.
Selfish.
Yes, selfish. But if you are doing it for the Lord, will you not be doing it like a servant but doing it perfectly? आप रेस्टोरेंट में जाते हैं, तभी वो चाय गिरा के लेके आया तो आपको गुस्सा आता है ना. So you expect him, वो सॉसर में वो चाय गिरना नहीं चाहिए. He should bring it perfectly. And then you are willing to tip the person, isn't it? So if the servant does the job perfectly, the master, that is the Lord himself, will also look at you from that perspective, that he is doing a fantastic job. He is a good tool of mine. At the end of the day, the liberation is not in our hands, correct? We can try again, but success is never in our hands. Success only the Lord can give. So trying is our job. Success, to give or not to give, is his prerogative. He can decide whether he should give something to you or not to give something to you. And liberation, or getting out of these loops of life and death, is a thing which only the Lord can sanction for us. So in the two verses over here, it is said, ignorance has been destroyed by true knowledge. This is called the true knowledge. The wisdom will shine forth. And whose minds and intellect are wholly merged in him. Like I told you, you are doing the job only for the Lord. You are only his best tool. Established in an identity with him. When you know very clearly that you are established in an identity with him. There are two stories. One is there in Ramakrishna Paramahansa's book and another in Sai Baba's Pothi. In Sai Baba's Pothi, this person goes to Shirdi, and when he is asking Sai Baba for an answer, Sai Baba says, go to this place in Villeparle, and the girl over there, which is the servant girl, is going to give you the answer. So he comes to Parla. Now he is meeting this man for the first time where he is going to stay. And that day the maid servant doesn't come, but her daughter comes. So when her daughter comes, now remember, Sai Baba had told him about it, that the answer will come through the servant girl. So he gets one sari for her. She wears that sari nicely. And she cleans the vessel and goes away. The next day when she comes, she is wearing her torn, tattered clothes. And she is cleaning the vessel. And when she is cleaning the vessel, she is telling how beautiful I looked in the sari yesterday. Like that, she is singing the song of yesterday. So keeping the mind on that, you are focused in your job. In Ramakrishna Paramahansa's story, he says, this lady is working in the master's house somewhere in Calcutta. And she has come from a village. In the village, she has left behind her son, who is as small as some 4 or 5 years old. Now here in the master's house, the master's son is there, who is also 4 or 5 years old. So she takes care of this child, and whenever she is, बच्चे को जब भी नहलाती है या जब भी उसको कपड़े पहनाती है, she is thinking about her son over there, and then putting clothes and इसको powder लगाना या जो कुछ भी करना वो कर रही है. So isn't she fully engrossed in what she is doing, as if she is doing to her child? It's exactly how we are supposed to do our job, keeping at the back of the mind that we are doing this job only for the sake of the Lord. Our child is that one upstairs who is monitoring us. So we are doing this job thinking that we are doing it for him. And then our job is going to be perfect. We will be 100% into what we are doing. So such a person becomes one with me, and their sins get wiped out. Their sins get wiped out. All right? And they reach the supreme goal where there is no return. The wise look with equanimity on all, whether it be Brahma endowed with learning and humility, a cow, an elephant, a dog, a Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a pariah too. See, in our world, we are so biased where we are concerned. If it is our own family, we are very biased in nature. This is my child, this is my wife, this is my this is my that. But we are very much biased. Somebody else's child or somebody else's, person, we are not at all going to be pally with that. वो अपने बच्चे को पहले खिलाएगी, फिर दूसरे के बच्चे को देखेगी. It's always like that. But what happens to the sage? The sage is supposed to look at everything in equanimity. There is no bias in his world. Absolutely no bias. He looks at everything as his own extension. His own extension. So he says whether it's a Brahmana, whether it's a cow, a dog, या कोई भी, वो हर एक चीज को एक जैसा देखता है. So there is no favoritism in anything for this person. So the sage never favors anybody. Okay, one question may come up over here. We were talking about two sages just now. One was Ramakrishna Paramahansa and the other person we spoke of was Sai Baba. Now Sai Baba had Chandorkar, whom we all thought he was favoring. Ramakrishna Paramahansa had Vivekananda, whom we always think was favoring. Correct? So you will say the sage is also having his favoritism. Yes or no? It looks like that. ये साई बाबा ये चांदोरकर उसका चमचा है, या विवेकानंदा is the chamcha of Ramakrishna ji. That is why he is doing favors to him. Okay, there were other people. He should give more emphasis to those other people. No. But why was he being very, biased against these two people? There is no bias as such. Let us see from the perspective of the spiritually perfect and the spiritually imperfect. You will find that Arjuna was singled out by Dronacharya. In your school also, the teacher has one pupil whom she encourages to do something. In your own company also, you will find that there is, you will say, it's a coterie. वो उसका चमचा है, इसके लिए उसको है ना ज्यादा भाव मिलता है. Right or wrong? Somebody is always the boss का चमचा है, so उसको ज्यादा पैसा मिलता है, उसको हमेशा है ना इंक्रीमेंट्स देते रहता है वो. We always think like this. Who is the one who is talking? Our ego is talking. So you think the boss is biased and the boss is giving? Have you forgotten that all this is done by the Lord and not by your boss? So where is the question of the boss favoring somebody? There is no favorism anywhere. Okay, it is the Lord's will which is working. If Swami Vivekananda was to be given a particular place in the with Ramakrishna Paramahansa, it is the Lord's way of doing it. Ramakrishna Paramahansa was only a zariya, a marg, a pathway. Correct? Now you may say that Sai Baba had Chandorkar. He was favorite of Sai Baba. Sorry, the Lord had designed it like that. Everybody is a and everybody has specific jobs. They have come with a specific intent and a specific job content. So Vivekananda was supposed to give the speech in Chicago. He was supposed to be the spearheading person for Ramakrishna mission. Correct? But did he take up the baton? No. Vivekananda died. Swami Brahmananda became the chief. So that was destined already. And why are we thinking that that person is doing favoritism? There is no favoritism there. There is neither leaning on anything. In God's world, please understand, He has designed this whole universe in a particular manner. A Radha is a Radha. She cannot take Chandravali's position. A Chandravali is a Chandravali. She has to be who she is. There is a Lalita and there is a Vishakha. They are right and left hand of Radha. They are supposed to be in that place. They can't go and replace her. Understand? So in Krishna's world, a Yashoda is a Yashoda. Okay? A Yashoda is his foster mother, isn't it? Now can she take the real mother's place? No. The real mother's emphasis is very low in that. So everybody is focused in that. Now you think about it. Why did Krishna want to go from the jail to Yashoda? It was destined. It was destined. And destiny is such a thing. So there is nothing in this world that can say, that we can say is not destined. Everything is in its right place. Okay, Padma. So everything is in the right place, in the right location and at the right time. And it is the Lord's way of doing it. So He is the one who has programmed it in such a manner. So we cannot focus on an individual. So never focus on that. Even here in the mortal plane conquered by those whose mind is established in equanimity, since the absolute is untouched by evil, is the same to all, hence they are established in Paramatma. Now this same sage doesn't look at anything as evil or good. He knows everything is programmed like that by the Lord Himself. So if there is an evil that you think in your world, there is no evil. There is neither good nor evil. So it's only when you have neither good nor evil that equanimity can be maintained. Got it? If you think that these people are evil and this is they are after me, they are going to kill me, they are going to do this to me. Sorry, they are being used by the Lord for doing that thing. Okay? It's the same thing when we look at certain nations like North Korea or South Korea or Pakistan and India. Now India thinks Pakistan is evil, Pakistan thinks India is evil. North Korea thinks South Korea is evil, South Korea thinks North Korea is evil. So for one is a hero and one is a villain. For the other one is a hero and the other one is a villain. You look at everything from their own individual point of view, it will appear to be reversed out. Then what happens to the sage? The sage is very clear in his undertaking. He never takes sides. Equanimity is there. He knows that there is nothing called evil and there is nothing called good in this world. What has to be will be. Like if the salt has to taste salty, definitely it is going to taste salty. It can't taste good. It can't taste sweet. Sugar has to taste sweet, so sugar is going to be sweet. Can you say sugar is good and salt is bad? Sorry. Sugar may be good for you just now, but the moment you have diabetes, it's going to be bad for you. So it's your point of view, isn't it? Like I told you, North Korea thinks South Korea is the villain, and South Korea thinks North Korea is the villain. Everybody's point of view is going to differ. So is that thing real? No. It is individualistic point of view. So there is neither evil nor good in the world. If you look at Mahabharata from Duryodhana's point of view, he is doing the right thing. And if you look at it from Arjuna's point of view, he is doing the right thing. So the person is neither bothered about good nor evil. So such a person who is neither siding the good or the evil is having equanimity. And such a person whose mind is established in this equanimity will reach Paramatma. He, with firm intellect and free from doubt, rejoices not on obtaining what is pleasant and does not feel perturbed on meeting with the unpleasant. The knower of Brahma lives eternally in identity with Brahma. See, in our world, we don't like if something bad happens to us. Correct? We hate something bad happening to us. Bad in the sense, suppose we fail, or suppose we lose a job, or suppose we lose money. It's not a right good thing to happen to us, isn't it? So we feel sad. And we feel कि ना मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? There is a person who wins lottery, who gets to marry Aishwarya Rai. Okay, that was a big thing in the past. Now Aishwarya Rai is gone. Or gets elected. Such a person is going to feel on top of the world. What happens to the other person? The other person is feeling bad, and this one is feeling good. So we are drawn between the two extremes. Remember, we started from this only. From here to here, the swinging happens in a person. So here is the same thing he is talking to you. You should have firmness in it. Don't get swayed by this, the bad or the good, or the right or the wrong, or the pleasant or the unpleasant happening. Both are part and parcel of our life. You should never get pulled in any direction. Have equanimity, have centering. So with a firm intellect and free from doubt, never have doubts. In our world, when we think, the other person is getting and I am not getting, we are always going to have doubts, isn't it? Just now I explained about Vivekananda. I explained about Chandorkar. The person who is not getting it will always feel he is favoring. No, there is nothing like favoring. The part and parcel of the God's world. He has programmed it. He is only using this as tool. So you need to have no doubts about it. Rejoices not on obtaining what is pleasant and does not feel perturbed on meeting with the unpleasant. That knower of Brahma lives eternally in identity with Brahma. Such a person lives constantly lost in the self, in Brahma. He whose mind remains unattached to sense objects derives through meditation the sattvic joy which dwells in the mind. Then the yogi, having completely identified himself through meditation with Brahma, enjoys eternal bliss. Now in our normal material worldly stuff, we are so much focused on getting pleasures out of some stupid stuff. If I buy the latest iPhone 5, I'll feel I have an iPhone 5. Now BlackBerry BB10. Okay, they have launched it yesterday in London and they are going to launch it today in UAE. So BlackBerry 10 is the latest fad. So yeah, I want to have a BlackBerry 10. Okay, wow, that's a good thing. So we are looking at simple, pleasures in our world. We are looking at pleasures. Whereas what does this person do? This person who is a yogi is least bothered by these type of things. तुम उसको BB10 दे, iPhone 5 दे, या फिर उसको बोलना ये नोकिया का आशा लेके जाना 300 रुपया वाला फोन, मतलब 3000 रुपया वाला, सॉरी, उसको पड़ी नहीं है. He is only looking at it as his facilitation. He is not looking at it as a as a statement, style statement. He is not bothered about style statements. So he whose mind remains unattached to sense object, that's a sense object. I told you BlackBerry 10 and all are sense object. He is not attached to those objects. Derives through meditation the sattvic joy. The person feels joyful. I got a phone, I should be happy. That's it. He's not bothered what kind, what brand, what make, what this, what that. उससे कोई मतलब नहीं है. Such a person, he is completely identified with meditation, with Brahma, because he is focused on the Lord. Remember, he is doing it only for the sake of the Lord. He is completely focused on the Lord. He is least bothered about what he is getting or not getting. Enjoys eternal bliss. The pleasures which are born of sense contacts are verily a source of suffering only, though appearing as enjoyable to worldly minded people. They have a beginning and an end. They come and they go, Arjuna. It is for this reason that a wise man does not indulge in them. Now, everything that is a pleasure is temporary in nature. Okay? Like if you have a dog, till you have the dog as a pet, you are going to enjoy the dog. But the day the dog dies, finished. Your enjoyment came to the end, and then you are going to sit and cry. Same thing. If you get a lottery, you are going to be very, very happy. And then you come to know that the figures were misprinted. You are not the winner, somebody else is the winner. You are going to be very, very unhappy with it. हाँ? वैसे ही मैरिज में बहुत अच्छे लड़की, बहुत चिकनी लड़की से शादी की और वो कल चिकनी लड़की ने टांग दी तुमको, तो गया कि नहीं बाहर के भाव में? वैसे ही अभी गोला खाने को अच्छा लगता है, रास्ते पे गोला खाते हैं हम लोग, बचपन में खाते थे. अभी गोला, you know, that scraped ice, you make that round thing and then they put those colors on top of it. Even in Pondicherry they have, because it's a hot place. वो रास्ते पे वो टिंग 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 करके जाता है, और रेड कलर, ग्रीन कलर, येलो कलर, पर्पल. या आउटसाइड द स्कूल ही इज ऑलवेज फाउंड. तो गोला वाला. So we are so much interested in that gola. It's so enticing, you know. And then we will say, you know, ये red color डालना, ये yellow color डालना, ये green color डालना. And we used to tell that guy, कौन सा color का गोला बनता है? It's a colored water was, but still we would want that color. And then ऐसा करके खाते थे. It was a pleasure till the ice melted in our mouth. And after that, the pleasure turned into pain because next day we got सर्दी. फिर विक्स कंपनी का फायदा होता है उस टाइम पे. So that is how it works. So he says, the pleasures that are born of sense contacts are verily a source of suffering. So any pleasure that you think in the beginning is always going to be a suffering in the end. If you have more money in this world also, it's a big suffering. Please understand, there are so many people like ants, they want to take away your sugar. वो लेके जाएगा. You know, when you sit for breakfast in the morning on the dining table and there are crumbs scattered all over the place. After 10 minutes you see the whole place is cleaned out and you wonder, साले कौन आया था? तो सब ants आके लेके जाता है. वैसे है, हमारे पास अगर कोई चीज हो ना, उसके अपने अपने पैर फट जाते हैं, उसको पैर लगता है, पैर, and it vanishes. In the same way, all the pleasures in the material world are going to go. Somebody who is bothered about beauty, the beauty is going to disappear in a short time. Okay? The same thing, the amount of pain that is associated with it can be seen once that use is over. Now you might have bought the latest laptop. उसके बाद और एक latest लिया, उसके बाद और एक latest लिया. And if you open your cupboard and you see, hey, this is, oh my god, this desktop, जब भी Pentium launch हुआ था तभी से मेरे पास पड़ा हुआ है. Okay, oh this is this, and by the way, people like me will say 486 machine I'm still having. Okay, उस टाइम पे 2.3 या 2.6 का मेमोरी है ना, बहुत बड़ा मेमोरी था. तभी हम लोग बोलते थे I got 2.6 memory card. बोला अच्छा बहुत बड़ा है. And in the olden times we had those big computers. Okay, वो पहला है ना, वो अपने को लैंग्वेज में डालना पड़ता था तो वो ओपन होएगा. DOS prompt. I don't know, Brito, you will remember DOS prompt. क्लिक करेगा फिर वो आगे जाएगा और उसको लोड होने के लिए टाइम 1 2 3 4 it's counting over there. You can see the number 30 seconds, 29 seconds, 28 seconds, 30. So it was like that. And if you look in your go down in your attic, no, you can still see those machines lying over there, because now nobody buys those things. So we are, and it is now become, it is taking up space in your house. Okay. Or children's toys. Until you have a child, your children's toys are going to one day fill up an entire room, and then you will wonder, ye my toys ka karu kya? You know, when your child grows up, by the time he is 12 or 15 years old, you will wonder, ये जब भी 1 year, 2 year, 3 year का था तभी मैंने toys लिया था, उसका मैं करूँ तो क्या करूँ? They are lying over there and now they are taking up so much of space. And then you look out for some charitable institution, acha, helping the poor children in the villages. So let us give them those toys. Actually, you are getting rid of the problems that you are having. What you are telling them, no, I was very good, I donated. You know, my company, it had a program. बोला बाल काट के लेने का, और चोकलिंगम ने तो 2 बार 3 बार जाके ना टकला बना के लिया. साले ने पैसा सेव किया. ऐरी बीच में बार को ज्यादा देना पड़ता है इधर. No, but then Chokalingam will say, no, I cut my hair, but I paid them $100 also. No, we are like that. So we चोकलिंगम को बोलना, तू जब ये एडिट करते तभी ये सब एडिट कर देना. या ओके. तो चोकलिंगम, क्या ये तुम्हारा गुरु ऐसा सब बात करता है मेरा? आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू एडिट, गो. So it's like that. So everything that is pleasure will become painful in a very short time. So that is the reason why he doesn't have sense contacts. He knows everything is a suffering. He knows they have a beginning and an end. There is always a beginning to it and there is always an end to these type of pleasures. For this reason, the wise man does not indulge in them. The wise man looks at it, acha, theek hai, okay, bye, and he will walk away from there. It's like, you will find that lots of people, you know, they have these CSR program in your company. You have to do this over the weekend. Take somebody's dog out. अरे पागल कुत्ते ने काटा है, मेरे को dogs बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं. नहीं तो you have to carry one bag and collect the poop wherever you go. Oh my God! Think about all that here before you actually get into it. Yeah, in USA and all these places, you can't have the dog shitting all over the place. Imagine that dog having loose motions and then you are in trouble. So don't get involved in this. पहले से ही मैं बोल रहा हूँ, it's not a pleasure, it's full of pain. So before you eat the gola, okay, उसमें टेक्निक कलर मार के रेड कलर, ग्रीन कलर और येलो कलर का गोला खाने के पहले सोचो, सर्दी. So you will not even touch it. So be a wise man. Don't get into all these nonsensical stuff. There is no need for you to. Okay. He alone who is able to withstand in this very life before casting off the body the urge of lust and anger is a yogi, and he alone is a happy man. So who is the one who is happy? What is this which Ramakrishna Paramahansa always used to say? Kamini Kanchan is the word which he used to use. Actually it means lust and greed. Okay. There is no person called Kamini. Kamini Kaushal नाम की एक actress थी, वो Kamini नहीं. No woman, by the way. I'm sorry if you think a Kamini is a woman. No. What he meant at that time was lust and greed. Okay. You should have no lust for anything and neither greed for anything. If you die with greed, no, मेरी आखिरी इच्छा है, I want to eat रसगुल्ला from Calcutta. लोग गया भाड़ में. तुम कलकत्ता मतलब अगले 100 लाइफ के बाद तेरे को कलकत्ता में भेजेंगे. उस टाइम पे एक रसगुल्ले का कीमत होगा 1 लाख रुपीस. Better not get into all these things. It's like I still remember one of my cousins, she was on a deathbed, and when she was on a deathbed, she was in the hospital, and the doctor asked her, they knew she was going to die, so they asked her, तुम्हारी आखिरी इच्छा क्या है? And she said, you know what, मेरे को ताड़गोला खाने का है. You know ताड़गोला means what? What is ताड़गोला called? Nungu. No, they call it. Padma, you should help me, boss.
Nungu.
Nungu.
It's like tender coconut.
She wanted to eat that nungu. Is it called?
Nungu.
Nungu. And nungu in Bombay it would drive us nanga, man. There was no nungu available anywhere. So my mother is every day telling my dad, go get this thing from somewhere. My dad was so irritated. बोला किधर से लाओ यार, बॉम्बे में नहीं मिलता, ये क्या सीजन है क्या लेने का? तुम कैसा भी करके किधर भी जाके लेके आओ. You know, finally the guy went all the way 100 kilometers away, and from there he got it. Some village he went to. And then this girl ate the whole thing. She was only 21 or 22 years old. Okay? And she was suffering from a terminal disease. So, you have to go out of the way to fulfill that person's
wishes.
Yes. It's basically nothing but a greed. Suppose she would have died without eating. You'll have to come. और तुमको वेताल बनना पड़ेगा वो झाड़ के ऊपर लटकते हुए. उससे अच्छा मत. Don't have any of these greed or desires in your world. नहीं मांगता है. Okay. Otherwise you will become Patrick Swayze, ghost. और डेमी मूर जैसा रहेगा तो no problem to become Patrick Swayze. But ये ऐसा नुंगू मुंगू के पीछे करने का रहेगा तो फिर गया भाड़ में. नहीं मांगता है ये सब. So get rid of this lust or the desires. Okay, people want money. At the end of the life also they are thinking, you know, कि अगर मैंने ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लिया होता तो मेरे को ये मिलता, ये किया होता तो वो मिलता, वो किया तो वो मिलता. और they think, you know, मेरे बच्चे देखो कैसे, you know, मेरा सब लेके चले गए अकेला छोड़ के. पैसा मांगता, पैसा है बाप के पास तभी वो लोग आते थे, अभी कोई नहीं आता है. There is this movie called Bhagwan. You see that movie? Yes, that Hema Malini and that Amitabh Bachchan will still be chakkar lagaving off this universe 24/7 in the next hundreds of lives of theirs. That character from that film. Why?
Unfulfilled
बेटे ने
wish.
आपने को देखा नहीं अच्छे से. अरे बेटे ने देखा नहीं तो क्या करने का है तुमको? मतलब क्या उसने ठेका लेके रखा है तुमको देखने का? So don't have expectations. They are not supposed to take care of you. You understand? They are not supposed to take care of you. I told you yesterday, the child has come with his or her own destiny.
Prarabdha.
And you are only supposed to be the supplier. So don't think of yourself as I am the giver, I am the giver. You are nobody. You are only provider. You are servant to the child. And because of that child you are there. नहीं तो गॉड है ना वो फ्लो चेंज कर देगा, बोलेगा तेरे से नहीं और दूसरे किधर से लेके आता हूं मैं. So you be thankful that God has taken that, you know, root from you. So we should not have expectations. So don't have any lust or greed or any of those qualities. Otherwise you will always become latakta bulbul. Better not be that. Be free. To be free, no lust, no greed, no aspirations, no expectations. Don't have any of these things in the picture. If you have expectation, मेरा बेटा मुझे देखेगा, I'm sorry, you're gone, finished. Or if you think, मैं मेरी बहू को मरने से पहले देखना चाहती हूँ,
पोते को देखना चाहती
हाँ, ये अपना पुराने फिल्म का डायलॉग है,
पोते को देखना चाहती
हाँ, मैं मेरे पोते को देखना चाहती हूँ. और ये कि ना ही कम्स विद द सेम सेक्स मैरिज, बोलते हैं पोता किधर से देखेगा तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम होएगा उसके लाइफ में. तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम होगा. तो बेटर नॉट think about these type of things in today's day and age. Even in the past they should not have thought about it. So let us not get into all these things. So Krishna is very clearly telling over here, he alone who is able to withstand in this very life, yahi life mein, iska aage ka piche ka mat socho, casting of his body. When the person is just casting of his body, don't have any thoughts in your mind, because the urge of lust and anger is a yogi who alone can be a happy man. So such person who doesn't have any of the thoughts of lust, greed, expectations, this, that, material world se koi bhi nata, that person will reach me. Otherwise, the cycle of life and death will always go on. Hakuna Matata. मालूम है Hakuna Matata? नहीं मालूम, वो सॉन्ग है. Yeah, it's a circle of life, and that circle of life will keep on coming back, keeps on coming back. Better not get into it, no. Cut the circle. So we can end over here, or if you want we can continue. So if you have any questions, you tell me. Until you have something coming up? No?
Wow. Why did you call Parshuram Axeman?
Okay.
Superman and Axeman.
No, because actually he worked for Procter and Gamble, but he used to use Hindustan liver product. And all the girls go after him. Like that, Axeman.
He was not that Axeman. He used to go, what you've written in your post is anytime you are blinded and full of material success, he comes and chops you down.
Yeah. Anybody who goes high has to come down. These are two permanent qualities which are always going to be there in this world. Anybody who rises high has to fall down. So if you have $1 billion, tomorrow you will have minus billion. Anybody who has to rise higher, that is reaching the state of, say, victory, I am the greatest. The greatest is going to come to an end very soon. So you will find that there are these great chief ministers and prime ministers and all who keep on thinking that I will be living forever. एक दिन उनका भी 12 बज जाता है. I still remember many years ago there were so many dictators who continued to rule the land. There was Shah Raza Pahlavi from Iran. I don't know whether you remember, before your times. He used to sit on a throne which was called the peacock throne. Shah Raza Pahlavi of Iran was the king of Iran. Where is he? Not there at all. Libya. Many countries like this across the world. Today there are so many dictators who will disappear in oblivion. There are so many chief executives and managing directors who will never be remembered at all. Now, do you remember the chief executive of a company which was at its peak many years ago? No, who remembers? Who cares? These people are gone, finished. We don't even know whether they were there or not there. Now, if I ask you who was the second Prime Minister of India, I don't know. Nobody knows. So, the job of Parshuram he brings down all the Kshatriyas. That means all those who rise up higher in their material world are going to be always chopped down and brought into the lowest levels. They will never be remembered for this reason. So anything that rises high will have to come down. In ancient time, India was such a rich country. Today, can't say. USA was such a prosperous nation. Today, Obama has told them that the money that we have today can only sustain us till March. Unless and until we give ourselves some $450 billion. Please get us sanctioned. So please understand, everything that has to go up has to come down. Okay, 22 million users of BlackBerry many years ago. Today, 4 million users. That's it. So anything that was up has to come down. So that is Parshuram for you. And Bhakti Marg. The moment you go into the Bhakti Marg, immediately you get into singing songs, bhajan, japa. You know, you like to hear songs. I don't know why people turn to Anup Jalota. Anup Jalota. और फिर वो एक साउथ इंडियन एक जो बड़ा टिक्का लगा के, उसका नाम मेरे को आता नहीं, वो क्या गाती है मेरे को तो आधा समझता नहीं, लेकिन गाती है।
MS सुब्बलक्ष्मी।
हाँ, ये लोगों का ज्यादा सुनते हैं हम लोग गाना उस टाइम पे। क्यों सुनते हैं मेरे को खुद को मालूम नहीं। एंड भीमसेन जोशी बस बस जैसे कि किसी ने उसका गला दबा दिया है। मेरे को तो कभी समझा नहीं आदमी ऐसा क्यों करता है। ओके, और हेमा मालिनी वेयरिंग व्हाइट साड़ी, मीराबाई, आई मीन वी लाइक टू सी दोज थिंग्स। और इमेजिन वो कर्नाटका का वेरी फेवरेट एक्टर
राजकुमार।
हाँ,
राजकुमार।
and he was in all those Gora Kumbhar and all those favorite films of his. Why do people keep on looking at that? I don't know. But this is what Narad Muni is all about. He makes you attracted towards these things. Okay? Why do you want to switch on this, that Sanskar and Astha channels? मैं आज तक आस्था नहीं देखूंगा, नाश्ता जरूर देखूंगा, क्योंकि अपने को भूख लगती है। कभी सोचो whom does Krishna pray to? कभी सोचा करो। There is no answer, you know that?
He is the Almighty. Why should he pray to anyone?
So the one who is lost in the self has no ideal to look at. Please understand this. There are no ideals for the one who is lost in the self. So Ramana Maharshi will have no God in front of him to pray to. Do you think he will have some God in front of him? No. There will be no God in front of him to pray to. Sai Baba, Ramakrishna Paramahansa, in the beginning he would say Ma. Later on he gave up going to the temple also. The Ma was him, isn't it? So why will he call out himself? Though he would say those words. Okay. So you will find that you get lost in your own self, and then the line which he said previously, that person is full of bliss, comes to the person. ठीक है? तभी Vishram. Our teacher used to say, PT teacher will say, physical training or drill teacher. Attention, Vishram. So if you don't have anything, we can log off. Alright. So you take care of yourself and you have a very good day.
Bye.
And a good night to Brito and Senthil. Aparna, you